Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Ashley with the Discover team here at Teachable. Rhonda, how are you?
Great. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to see some of you here. Hello, Ashley. Thank you for inviting me back again. So obviously I didn't do too bad the first time.
No, I'm so thrilled to have you back. I was telling our team that, the universe that you operate in is one that was not familiar with. And then during our first live session for Discover, I learned so much and am really excited to hear your perspectives today. We're diving a little bit more into the business side of things. So the last time we got to chat, we spent some time talking about the creative side of the work that you all do, and I was really thrilled to learn about that. And now we get to dive into some of the how do you keep this business thriving and alive, specifically if you are doing a lot online. And we're going to be talking about email marketing today, which I know is a big thing. No matter what field you're in, it's something that you kind of can't get around in today's universe without really putting some time and intentionality into email marketing. So I'm excited to hear the tips that you have for us. It looks like we have a great geographically diverse audience today. I'm seeing folks from Michigan and Utah, Canada, a few Canadians. Welcome. Ohio, we have Linda's in Vancouver. Leah, another Canadian. Let's see. I love this. I'm loving how many Canadians we have here, and Nashville, Tennessee, Natalia. So if you all wouldn't mind just letting us know that you can see us and hear us. We just want to double check that. And anyone else who's curious would also love to know what you're excited to learn about today. Is email marketing something that you have struggled with? Is it something that you have not tried yet and you're thinking that it's time? Let us know a little bit about where you are. I couldn't be happier to have Rhonda with us again today. She is a trailblazing influencer in this line of work and has been so I think for was it 3 years in a row you've had the distinction of being the sort of the top creator in your field. Tell me a little bit about how that.
Yeah, so I've been with my company Stampin' Up for almost 21 years. So I started actually when I was pretty young. Well, I was 25, I think. Yeah, 25 when I started, 24, 25. And, but I had past direct sales experience. And so I knew some things to do but I started just for fun. Obviously, it was a crafting and creative, and it was just that outlet. And then pretty soon in, I got pretty passionate about it and just started sharing it, obviously. And then about a year and a half into it, my husband lost his job. And so he was like, okay, Rhonda, you got to go get a real job. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. I had babies at home and I did not want to do that. So I said, if I could make $1,000 a month doing this crafty, creative thing, is that sufficient enough? And so anyway, that was what actually really twisted me into looking at from the business side of things. So anyway, once I started though, that very first year and every year since, I've been in the top 15 of our company. We have over 56 or 66,000 that are part of it. And 3 of those years I was number 1. So it's obviously if you're number 1 or number 100 or number 200, it's all pretty awesome. But those are my colleagues are pretty amazing too. And so yeah, it's something still 21 years later. I think last year I can't remember, number 7 or something like that. So it is pretty cool to still be able to be successful and after all these years and still be super passionate about it.
And I what I love about that is rankings are what they are and have their place. But I think for you in particular, it kind of signifies this ability to grow and evolve as the environment grows and evolves. And
absolutely.
And we're really fortunate to have for our audience today a guest who has expertise, not just in the creative side of demonstrating and stamping and all of these different disciplines, but also on the business side of that. So yeah. I'm seeing in the comments that we have some folks like Vaughn is launching a new course soon and wants to get the email marketing on point. Susan's mentioning it's difficult to know what to email about all the time, kind of like blogging and how often. So we have a lot of folks who are trying to think about how to hone those skills and develop a practice when it comes to email marketing. So it's great to know that we have an expert here who has been through the ringer and discovered some tricks. And I'm excited to learn from you today. Just a couple of quick housekeeping notes for our audience. There will be a replay of this session available. So if you miss anything, don't fret. We'll be sending you a link to the replay. You can also access it here on the Discover YouTube channel. So like and subscribe, and we'll be able to notify you when we have these amazing creators like Ronda joining us. You'll be the first to know. Also, it seems like many of you are already saying hello in the chat, which is great. If you have questions that you want to bring up for discussion, feel free to drop those there. I'll be monitoring and can make sure that while Rhonda's chatting, I can note anything that you all want to talk about and make sure that we cover that in any Q&A portion. So other than that, I will turn it over to you, Rhonda, and I'll be jumping backstage as Rhonda's chatting, but I'm here. So if you need me, reach me in the chat and I'll be back too. So over to you, my friends.
Thank you, Ashley. Always love spending some time with you. We always get to chat a little bit. I just found out she's pregnant. You can't even tell because Zoom does that to you, but 8.5 months pregnant. So look at her belly. I love it. So cute. Oh, awesome. Pregnant people are the cutest. They don't feel very cute, but they are the cutest. So hello to all of you. And also one thing I really want to make sure that today, we are talking about two kinds of marketing, email marketing and event marketing. I'm actually going to because event marketing is something that I feel is not as wide known as email marketing, about how those two go together. And so, and thinking of the word event and what an event is, I need you to broaden that mindset. An event is just not like a party or a class or like a thing where you're actually gathering to meet, but an event is anything and everything around your product. Maybe you need to launch a class or a course. That's an event. And 99% of the events that I do in my business are online. But I also use email and event marketing just as much to build a face-to-face business as I do for an online version. And my online business as well. So this is an event marketing is about your classes, events, launching new products. When I do trainings, meetings for my team, workshops, Facebook Lives, YouTube stream, anything that you do can be an event. And so we need to look at them as an event, and then we will treat them and we will do our email marketing behind it to be able to use event marketing with that. So I think we need to broaden that mindset. But whenever I'm doing anything in my business, I create an event. Even right down to my garage sale that I do to be able to get rid of my old products, or you know what, I create an event. So whatever your product is, or whatever your course, whatever your class, your club, your retreat, we are going to really focus on event marketing. Okay, so I want you to kind of broaden your thought there too. Oh, look at Ashley, she's awesome. Exactly. So it is pretty much all of that. But of course, in order for you to market your event, you have to have a email list that is generating emails 24/7, and that you are doing the right things to get your email sign up in the right places. So last time, I am going to try to follow my notes because otherwise Rhonda's brain will be all over the place. A lot of you know I had a pretty very major surgery 3 weeks ago, actually yesterday, and it's an 8-week recovery. So just so you know, my brain is not as on point as it normally is, but so I wrote everything down so I don't get off tangent too much. But with that being said, last time, actually the first 2 times that I have done a workshop for Teachable Discover is I talked a lot about the creative side of my business and our business as people who are creative types. We talked about creative customer service that we can use for any business type, but especially for us people who own paper crafting businesses. But I also the last time talked specifically about kits and using those. Today, I am going to, like Ashley said, I'm going to show you more onto the business side of things, because this is what I have a few things that I refer all the time, and I say all the time to people that know me and follow me. Number one is lead your business, whatever it is, lead it with your heart. I lead with my heart, but girl, you better take your brain with you, because if you're leading all with your heart and running an all heart business and you're not doing some of the business things behind it, you will never find success. And you won't be able to take your heart and your heart driven business and serve other people. So I am all about the business side. It is actually quite the bigger passion of mine. So it is a big part of what we do. The other thing I always say, and I believe in this, and hopefully this is your mantra that you always say in your head too, you might have the best product. You might be the most talented person. Like those years that Ashley said I was number one, I by far am not the most number one talented person or have the best product out there. But it is the marketing, it is getting the people to know about what you have that makes the difference. That's the difference maker. So what the two main things that I'm going to focus on today, because there are many platforms that you can use for your marketing. Many platforms. But I'm going to choose 2 that I truly know in my heart of hearts has been the key to my personal success. And for those of you who don't know, I train thousands of demonstrators and have for the last 13 years. And then for my entire business, I have over almost 600 in my team as well, and over 1,000 training clients with all of those. And I train, and so I have this bird's eye view of what works. I've had hundreds of one-on-one clients over the last 13 years, and this is some of the things that I have done with them directly, and we've seen immediate success and growth that has blown people's minds. So whenever I do a training, that's especially when that's free and one that's going to touch a lot of people, I take a few minutes and I'm quiet and I start to pray, and I think clearly, because as you can tell probably in my life, there's not a lot of quiet time between my family and my business, and there's very, very little quiet time. So I have to go and take some quiet time away, and I sit and I think to myself, truly, where am I finding, where are others finding success right now? Right now, not 15 years ago, not even 5 years ago, although guys, this has been working for many years, but today, where are you finding success? Where are you seeing results? I always teach tried and true business practices based on results, not on hey, I heard this is work. I heard this is great. I think this is going to work. This sounds like a great idea. That's not how I'm going to help you. It is going to be based on real things that are helping not just me, but actually hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other demonstrators and paper crafting business owners. And I'm sure beyond that, thousands of people. So email marketing and when I started event marketing, I started my event marketing 8 years ago. And it truly, 8 years ago, I think my sales in my business were about between $40,000 and $50,000 per year, which at the time was my goal and was doing great. This past year, personally, I sold over 260,000. In those 8 years, every single year I have had a lot of growth. But I want to talk about just this past year. And this past year, there is something that I have done differently through event marketing that has made an incredible jump. If you're on Teachable, they call it an order bump. I use a company called Constant Contact, and I love them. So I'm going to talk mostly about them, but there are other companies that do a lot of the same things. What I love about Constant Contact and why I'm still using them 13 years later is because I can do both email and event marketing in the same company, and that they work together. So the event marketing is bringing me in email addresses, and my email addresses is supporting my event marketing. So they both grow simultaneously. And I can use Constant Contact with my Teachable site because I do use my website. So any website that you use, Constant Contact will give you the links and the coding to be able to grow your email list both through Teachable and through whatever email company that you use. And again, I'll be talking specifically about Constant Contact quite a bit today. Building an email list is imperative if you want success. I saw someone's post here, I think it was Stephanie, and it actually about made me laugh out loud, but I didn't because that would be rude to Ashley. I didn't want to laugh when Ashley was talking. She said that she read that email marketing is a dying, that's not effective anymore. I about fell out of my seat because you better tell that to Amazon because I don't think that they're going to agree with you on that, or the millions of other emails I get into my inbox every single day. Email marketing is actually the strongest. It's the strongest marketing tool that you have. You drive personally into people's inboxes and they subscribe to you and they can unsubscribe to you. But it is actually the opposite. It is the strongest form of marketing. All the other platforms you have. So just to name a few, people, if you're doing a live business, you're probably working at booths. You're probably doing, at fairs, craft fairs. If you're running classes, if you're attending classes, if you are also working Facebook or Instagram, YouTube, your blog, TikTok, Pinterest. You get it there, and there's more, but those are the common ones, especially that paper crafters use. You needed to be using all of those resources, all of those platforms that you're using. You don't have to use all of them, but the ones that you do use should be driving people to join your email list. That's the point of it. And then through your email list, you will be able to sell and market, support and encourage, share, build, those. So we look at, I love Ashley, always be generating emails, always, with everything that you do. So in order to be able to do that effectively, that means you need to have an email generating program or company. So it's not something that you can do sitting at your computer by yourself. You have to have, I love it when I can go to bed and the next day I had 18 new email subscribers. And I also had I have unsubscribes, just so you know, I'm going to say this right up here. This is very, very, very clear. If you are not getting unsubscribes from your email list consistently, you are not doing your job. So unsubscribes are actually a barometer of doing your email list properly, because that means you're not emailing enough if you don't have unsubscribes. So you have to start from the beginning. You have to have an email list generator. So there's many different companies that do this. I mean, there's MailChimp, Aweber, Constant Contact. I mean, the list is endless. There are many platforms. But for 11 years, of almost 12 years, I have been using Constant Contact, and I could not be happier. And I also love the fact that I am allowed and that I am able to use my event marketing with them together. There are many other platforms for both of these. And if you could do email marketing or event marketing, there's Eventbrite. I used to use them in the beginning, and they're great too. They just got to be way too expensive. The event marketing with Constant Contact can just be a $25 upgrade that you do. Now, very, very clear. That is if you have the version 15. So if you are a current Constant Contact user, you can make sure that you have the version 15. You can email me to message me about it. I can send you a link with the information to make sure that you get the version 15. Or if you're signing up new, then you do have to make sure that you want that Ronda Wade wanted you to use the version 15. So because if you don't and you sign up just right today off their website, you'll be paying for event marketing just as you use it. Anyway, I'll explain that a little bit if anybody has more questions about that. Anyway, there are many platforms. Teachable is also one that I use too, but I love being able to use these things together. So first, let me tell you about event marketing, why it's key, why it's so important, and why it works so well. First of all, it's for technical dummies. I had someone say to me, I am ignorant when it comes to anything online. And I'm like, you're not ignorant. You just don't have the knowledge, right? We just don't do that. So I think Tina said, what's the benefit of these services? I'm going to share that with you right now, Tina. I'm going to tell you why it's key to have event marketing. So event marketing is you create an event, and this event will have a landing page. It will have, again, it's for technical dummies. You don't need a computer programming degree in order to create a web page, to generate reports, collect the money through credit cards or through PayPal. You can set it up so that it does all the confirmation emails for you, confirmation pages. They do all of it for you. All you have to do is follow along and answer questions. So I am a part of a paper crafting industry, and typically the average paper crafter does not have a high barometer of technical skills. Now, there are some that are, and if you're one of those, then you absolutely have a leg up. But most of us don't. And I don't either. So I need things that are technically easy for technical dummies. So I have found Constant Contact to be very easy to use. Their event section, they ask the questions and I just fill in the answers, and then they create everything for me. What they create, and here's the key, they create a link that people can just click on. And then that link, it will take them to a web page, and then it creates for them a registration system. It creates for them a link to buy, just to buy it. You don't have to try to, send invoices, how to collect their money, how to collect who is, ask yourself right now, how do you take registrations for an event, for a class? Who's signing up for things? A lot of people are still pen and paper. If you're shipping things, you need to be able to have reports of who ordered what and what you're shipping. And it's a link. It's a link that you can put in your emails, right? It's a link that you can put on your social media platforms, on your blog. It's a link. That is what we need. I call it one-click ordering. If you want to build an online business, if you want to grow your attendance, you need to play off of the human nature of impulse, right? Like the fear of missing out. So they click the link right away and they order it. 2 minutes later, they don't even know what they did, but okay, they did it. And now let's jump in until people get to know you better. Then they're clicking that button as fast as they can because they know how to register. They know. So a link is so important if you want to grow any event that you're doing. Making things easy is the other thing. Easy. We needed to make things easy for them to purchase, easy for them to register. Again, I'm going to talk about Amazon again. They continue to be the mega star of how easy they make it. I can click something one time and it's a buy now. I don't even have to click another thing. They got everything in there. I can even use Amazon to pay for like anything and everything. It's that one-click ordering, right? That's what easy. With your product if your class, your event, your product, maybe you're selling, a lot of us in the crafting industry, we sell tutorials, we sell our videos, we sell they're courses, the content that we sell. If it is not easy with a one-click order, you are losing so much business and potential. Easy. That's what we need. We need a link and we need easy. And that is what I have absolutely found through this event marketing. That's what does that for you. So we need to make the process easy, which is awesome because the event section creates all of the process for you. And again, you just have to set it up and input some, maybe, input some information. You can even add some pictures if you want to. You can add a video. You can add things that you want to so that you can sell whatever your product is better. And you can sell, again, whatever that is, everybody's product. So why else? Now, this is why do I love the event section beyond the fact that it gives me a link and it makes it easy. It's called the add-on. This year alone, I grew my sales with my just my Stampin' Up! Products. That doesn't mention any of my subscription services or any of my training, anything. I'm talking about just my Stampin' Up! Products alone, and that's it. They grew by over $45,000 this year, and that is obviously during a year of even the pandemic. 45,000. Now, let me tell you something though. I did not add any events to my calendar. I didn't do anything more than I did the year before, but I grew by 45,000. I actually did not even sell more of my classes or my products to my customers because I'm already maxed out. I sell out for most all of my classes, card club, retreats, events, stamp camps. So how is that possible? How could I grow by $45,000 but not have to work any harder, not have to? So let's say even on average, if an event that I did generated $1,000 in sales, then that means I would have had to have worked 45 extra nights in the entire year. That boils down to about 4 more events a month that I would have had to have done in order to be able to grow, right? Guys, I don't have 4 extra nights. I don't have extra time. My skeleton calendar, I'm already maxed at what I can do. So how do you grow if you're maxed out, right? You sell more. I'm just going to give you the answer because if you guys could tell me the answer, I would listen, right? Is that I would absolutely, you sell more to the people who are already buying from you. And it's also a service that you offer. So I call it the add-on. So all of my events, all of them have an add-on feature now. And it's just a click of a button. Yes, I want to add that on. Yes, I want to add that on. Yes, I want to add that on. So now I took this one fee for people are taking for your course or your product or your class or your retreat or your event. But they have all these add-on things that they can add on to their event. So it's whatever you're selling. For those of you who are maybe that are watching that are not from Stampin' Up, but you don't own a paper crafting company, I also do my training business as well, right? And so maybe you're a life coach or, you run courses or whatever you do, or you sell a book, or you've sold a book in the past. So you could be selling a book or a current course. A lot of people are selling courses these days. So you could be selling something currently, and then you have add-on features. Would you like to have the book that I did? Would you like a one-on-one coaching session? And they pay for them, right? So you already have built that relationship with that customer and that trust. And then how can you enhance that product? So for those of you who are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and I see many of you are, and lots of you are obviously here that are paper crafting and own paper crafting businesses. Let me give you an example of literally my last class, the one that I'm actually shipping out, today. So I held a class as the Angels of Peace class. So it's the stamp set that includes that we made 4 beautiful cards with. Arlena, do you mind grabbing me those 4 cards and then maybe grabbing me the Angel of Peace stamp set? They're on Nancy's desk. Great. I'm going to show you a visual so you can see what I'm talking about. So with this Angels of Peace class, they are going to, make cards, and they're going to get paper, and they're going to get ribbon, and they're going to get some embellishments, and then they get all the pieces for them to be able to create this card class, right? So my class was $39. Thank you. And so here, look, I'll show you real quick. So they're making these beautiful cards. Look at that paper. Isn't that gorgeous? And they make 2 of each. Her dress there is gold shimmer vellum. And we use this beautiful folder that creates that, right? But they're going to get, so here's another one. They're going to get the ribbon. And then here's my last one. Look at this paper. It just is so gorgeous, right? So that is the class that they're going to make. And they make 2 of each of them, right? So they're going to make double of those. So they don't get the stamp set because a lot of paper crafters might already have the stamp set. Just like whatever we're selling, we try to build off of what we've sold them before. But a lot of them might not have the stamp set and they might want it, right? So that is my add-on. And with the events section, with the events that you use, you can offer add-ons. So as an example, let me tell you a real life example. So that class, it includes only $25 in product. I had 43 people who signed up for that class. So if I stopped there and only sold them the one class for $39, if I did that, my sales of product would have only been $1,075. But oh no, that's not where I stopped. That's where I stopped, years ago until I had the event section. Now I do add-ons for everything. So they could select to have the add-on of the stamp set. So I would charge them the cost of the stamp set. They don't have to, but they can. I added on the cost if they wanted to add it on. They could add on the cost of that folder. Again, it was extra. And I also used we call Wink of Stella. So it's all the sparkly stuff. I didn't include that in their pack. They might own it, but they might not. Or they probably do own it and just want some more of it. So all the wings sparkle. So they could add that on. So I had 28 people add on the stamp set. I had 13 people add on a Wink of Stella, and then I had 22 people add on the folder. So my same people that were coming, if I had just stopped, if I just sold my product and nothing else, just had my class, my sales would have been $1,075. But instead, I sold to all the same people. They weren't new customers. We almost doubled the sales. It was actually $1,861 were my sales alone from that class. Now, profit, I make 38% of my sales in profit, so you can figure that out. But just those add-on items at 38%, I made an extra $327. So that more than pays for my $25 fee of my events. If I did not have that event section, I wouldn't have been able to do those add-ons where it's just a click. Yes, you can use other, I could email and have them tell me it's not easy. What makes it work is that it's a link and that it's easy. So that's what's so very important about that. Okay, so that is your event section. Yes.
We have a couple of questions here that are related to exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Right now. I would love to address. So
perfect.
Specifically, Vaughn is actually wondering about whether or not you can use the event marketing email link in Constant Contact to direct students to the Teachable course, where Teachable is collecting the payment. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I use them both together, but you can when I want Teachable to collect the payment, then I can't use the event section. You can't collect money from them on the event section and then collect. And also, Teachable doesn't do the add-ons. Teachable does an order bump, and you're allowed to only do order bump one thing. And so, but with the event section that I use through Constant Contact, I can add on any endless amounts of things that I want to. Mm-hmm. So if I'm doing an event where I want the add-on, I actually prefer to collect my money through Constant Contact. And then when but my events are all held on Teachable. So what I do for them, for those people, I give them a coupon code to enter into my course for free, but they've paid me on Constant Contact. Now there's some events that I don't have all the add-ons. I might have one add-on. If that's the case, then I'll just go directly through Teachable. But again, the 90% of my email list I collect through Constant Contact. And so I'm able to sell my event. When I sell an event, I'm going to be just straight up honest. When I sell an event using just Teachable and I don't use Constant Contact, I will have maybe 30% the amount of signups. So when I use my Constant Contact and my email list and my event section, because again, it's just so easy for them to do that, then I will have triple, sometimes quadruple, sometimes 10 times more people. But I actively use Constant Contact to gain my emails. And then so whatever you use your email list with, you're going to be using that. So it's because it's just one click. When I put my Teachable link of a course or an event, I run all my conventions all through Teachable. When I put the link in there for them to go, just here's the link to go sign up on Teachable. Again, it's like 50%. But if I just do the event right through my event section on Constant Contact, I'll get twice as many people. I have tested it out over the last year. So that's a personal thing that I've been working on. But I'm not testing it out anymore because I don't get near as many people when I just do directly through Teachable. Also, I don't make near as much money because I can't do the add-ons.
Right.
And I'm sure Teachable will, they just started the order bump even just a little bit ago. And I've been doing the order bump, but it is cumbersome. I'm just going to be honest. I love Teachable, but the order bumps are so cumbersome to have to create, to add into a thing. So instead, Constant Contact it's just so easy. They've been doing it for like 13 years, and the add-ons are just so easy to use.
And would you say so Catherine is curious about like a baseline number of subscribers that make Constant Contact worth it? Do you think that you need to collect a certain number of folks that you would have in your email list before it's worth having an additional service like Constant Contact? Or is it like, let's just, even if your only subscriber is your mama, like sign up and it'll help generate some for you?
Here is how I'll answer that. And to me, it's true in any walk of life. Do you have to be skinny before you start to exercise? Like if you want to get skinny, you got to exercise, right? So it's the same as if you want to build an email list, you have to have an email list generator. So yeah, if you have 0 email subscribers, you need to have an email list generator where you're having a way to be collecting email addresses all over the country, all over the world, or right at a craft fair booth or whatever you're doing. It is a must in your business if you want to grow and be successful. It's a must. So, and again, this is an area where I put in here, you do have to invest at first. Now, again, that one event that I did and I do probably 10 events a month. It way more than pays for my Constant Contact. It is an investment. So someone said, do you pay, you would pay Constant Contact just a monthly fee. And then that monthly fee, again, if you want the event section for just $25 a month, you have to have that version 15. And then you don't pay them anything else. Of course, when you process a credit card, there's credit card processing fees, but that goes to the credit card company. And then if you use PayPal, there's PayPal fees, but that goes to PayPal. Constant Contact doesn't make money from you anymore, except for just your monthly fee that you pay. So that's why I switched to Constant Contact. I used to use Eventbrite, which still works today, but you have to pay a fee to them every time you use their services. And if you have hundreds of people that, purchase something, you're paying hundreds and hundreds. Some of my bills were over $500 a month. So when I started the event section on Constant Contact, $25 is like a steal that you're able to get that. And also, so you cannot get the event section unless you use their email. So you have to have both the email, and then the event section is an add-on. They don't do just the events. It's a part of your email program that you use.
They're using that same strategy that you are with that add-on feature.
Exactly. They do have
Yeah,
lots of other
everybody does
add-ons.
it.
Yeah, but they also have so many things that are included. Like I can create surveys, which I use surveys a ton to have like door price forms online. They have landing pages. I mean, their services are, again, I'm simple, right? I'm the technical dummy. I'm simple. So I use email marketing and I use event marketing. And I do use their surveys and their landing pages a little bit, but they also do tons more. And I'm not here to sell them. Because once you do that, they will handle that. I'm here to tell you, again, if you are choosing to use a different format, all the stuff I'm teaching you should still work too. You want to do add-ons onto your event. So that's a learning section. That's a learning as well. Again, for my trainings, for people who do maybe courses or teaching, whenever I do a training, I always offer my past trainings as an add-on. Always. I'll usually offer at least 3. Or let's say you do one-on-one sessions. I don't do one-on-one sessions anymore. I'm maxed out at that capacity. But if you did, you could say, hey, would you want a one-on-one coaching session with me for 70, well, whatever you charge. So you can do add-ons for any course that you're selling. And so it is something that I use in my training business and in my creative business and in all of my events. So I just had a live event, and it was $145 for them to come. Mm-hmm. I did an add-on Friday night event and an add-on Sunday event. And they could add on, so I'm adding on other classes that they can take when they're there too. So again, I'm selling to the same amount of people, but I am doubling my sales, tripling my sales in many cases, but I'm not doing any work. All of that stuff, especially if you're selling like past tutorials. So again, if you are a paper crafter and you're selling a class, or you're doing an event, why not sell your past tutorials? Girl, like you've done all that work and it's evergreen. All you got to do is, and you can even have it set up in Constant Contact if they buy it, where there's a confirmation page that you can send. Or obviously you can send them to where those trainings are held, or where those tutorials are, where all those classes are. So make money from the work that you've already done. That's what you need to do. And that's smart. That's where you lead with your heart. And then you are smart while you do it. It's smart to be profitable and make money from all the past things that you've done. So that's the event section is what gives me the ability to have a link and easy to be able to do all of those things. I'm sure all of you would love to be able to do all of those things, but you don't know how to do that technical side of it. And the event section does all of that for me. So all I have to do is share my link and make it easy for them to click. If it's midnight, if they've had a couple glasses of wine or whatever it is, and they're click button happy, then before you know it, they're buying and adding on lots of stuff to their orders. Or it's people who just love everything that you have and they want every product that you sell, and they're the first ones that are there to purchase it, and you're just making it as easy for them as possible. So I want to make sure I wrap this up because I know we're getting close to time. I want to give
right ahead.
There's lots of questions. Oh my gosh, I still have like 3 pages left about email. How do we do that? Okay, so I wanted to spend a few minutes on how do we grow that email list. Like I said, when I send out my events, right on the event, and when they register for an event, it will ask them to join my email list. They don't have to, but again, it's a click. And listen, if people want to know what I do, I do events all the time, and people are like, "Oh, I wanted to know about that event." I'm like, oh, "Good, then join my email list," because that's how you're going to know what I'm doing and how you can participate online or live. This weekend I had a live event, and I've had at least 100 people message me. I want to come to the next one. How did I not know about this? And I'm like, because you need to be on my email list. That is where. Now, again, I have all these other platforms. I have, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Teachable website and all of those things. My Teachable website, when you get on there, please go there. It's rondawade.com. Within the first 5 seconds, wait till you see what happens. Wait till you see what pops up, right? I want you to want me. And we're gonna, yep, there you go. Because I don't have an age. Thank you, Ashley. Go and see exactly what happens. And guess what's going to happen? My email list is going to pop up because that's where I drive everyone, because that's where I sell product. That's where I sell my classes. If you don't know, I mean, yes, I use social media. I use all of those things, but I don't pound people to buy stuff from me on social media. I pound them in my email, just like Amazon, right? So now I don't pound them. I only email them about once or twice a week, but I do email twice a week. So let's do really quick about the strategy of email and how we collect those. All right, so I love having, okay, now that your event is created, now that you understand the event marketing, because an email list alone is not going to produce results. It's my event, okay? It's the events that produces results. It's them working together. They go hand in hand. Me just having an email list is not enough. Me just having event marketing is not enough. I strategize to use them together, okay? So make sure you understand that's key. You're gonna say, oh, I have an email list and I'm not generating any sales. Well, that's because you're not using event marketing. Or you might say, oh, I use Google Forms for that, or I use the Eventbrite for that. Eventbrite does not have an email generator. At least I don't think they do. At least they didn't when I had them before. So that's why this is key, is because they work together. All right. So I love having an email list that generates followers 24 hours a day. So Constant Contact and any other email provider you have will, again, like other ones do this too, but they create for me a link where I can put everywhere in the world for people to join my email list. They also create coding that you can put them onto your website. So again, if you go to my Teachable website, that's the first thing that pops up. I didn't do that. I had a woman named Shaban from courseup.co. Shaban is amazing, and she set that up for me. So anyway, they are. If you have Teachable and you want any help at all, she's incredible. Anyway, they had to help me with that. Hi, yeah, she's from the UK actually, and so we would anyway. So it's the same. You need to make it easy to join your email list, just a click away. Now, to have that one click and to have easy, it does cost money. So if you are not investing in an email list generator, then you're not going to generate emails 24/7. Your list will never go from 0 or 100. Then it's never going to get to the thousands and the multi-thousands, right? So you have to have one that helps you generate those. Susan said, I can't figure out MailChimp. How can I figure out Constant Contact? Actually, I will answer that. Susan, Constant Contact has an incredible team that can help you. They obviously have tutorials and they have videos you can watch, but you can actually make an appointment to talk to someone if you're truly held up, and they can help you through some things. So I've been doing this for 20 years, and 13 years for my training. I have referred hundreds and thousands of people to Constant Contact, and all of them have told me one thing, that their customer service is incredible and that they just make appointments to get help from them. I'm always encouraging everyone to join my email list at all times. Every YouTube video I do, every Facebook Live I do, every social media post I do, I drive them directly to my email list. On your Facebook business page, you can have your email link, or you can have join my newsletter or join my email list. You can have it on your blog, your website. Every YouTube video I do, I put on there, join my email list here. So people are watching videos up until 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping, but I'm collecting their email addresses, and they fell in love with me. Well, I hope they did. They were interested in me by watching my video or watching my Facebook Live. Every single Facebook Live I do, I edit the description and I add my email list subscription button. I am pushing everybody there. Specifically for my Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, this is why building your email list is so incredibly important. I know we always see these bells and whistles, how it looks so fancy to have like a website and to have a blog and to have all of that. And we feel like we have to do all of those things. But let me tell you, What you really have to do is have an email list, because one thing about Stampin' Up! Is they have this really awesome compliance department that makes sure that everybody stays legal and everybody does things that are fair, and they don't want anybody selling Stampin' Up! Product that's current except for them on a website. So you cannot sell current product with a button or a click. Now, obviously, you can have them order directly through the online store. But if you run classes where it includes product, you're not allowed to put a PayPal button or any link on there for them to buy it. They have to go through the online store. So that rule, though, is only on websites and blogs, not on an email list. So you can really promote your classes 100 times better and have the one click and have it easy by doing it through your email. Those rules are not in play for email marketing. Sending out emails is a part of the marketing department of your business, whatever your business is. They should have set days that they do emails, not because I feel like it that day. You don't ever send emails out because of emotion. You send emails out because it's your job, right? So you have to have a marketing director for your company. I'm going to guess that most of you listening to me today or watching this video as a replay, you're probably the marketing director for your business, right? Some of you might have a help in that area, but I'm going to guess 95% of you, you're the CEO and probably the CFO and the marketing manager. So your marketing manager's job needs to be to send out at a minimum 2 emails every single week. Social media is a daily thing. It should be done daily. And an email, I would recommend at least 2 times a week for the average small business owner. Now, and if you think that's too much, then you better go talk to, again, Amazon and all the other amazing companies that email sometimes 2 and 3 and 4 times a day. Email marketing is alive and thriving. I do not think you can over email. And again, sometimes you might push it too far and people unsubscribe. Not everybody's going to open all of your emails, but by golly, when they want to, you better be in their email in mailboxes. Here's the deal. You're awesome. You truly are. What you do is so cool, especially if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, especially if you're paper crafting. But no matter what you sell or what you do, your product is probably really awesome. You've put a lot of time into it. You've created it. But guess what? If no one knows about it, you're never going to sell it. The person who sells, the person who's successful, the person who is making money and reaching goals and earning incentives and rewards, and that person is not any more talented than you. You probably, like, again, I tell some of my training clients, you are more talented in your pinky than I am in this whole body of Ronda. But what's different is that I'm not afraid to share what I love. I'm passionate about what I do, and I will email people. I will ask them, join my email list. I will have that link put in every single thing I do, because people want to know about what I do. And if they don't, they can unsubscribe. But I got thousands and thousands and thousands of people who want to know what I do and want the ability to purchase my classes and attend my events and sign up for my courses and purchase my tutorials and all of those things. You guys are even just as talented, but you have to have the systems in place for people to know about them. So and there are so many platforms, guys. There's so much to talk to you about this. And in my training program, the Creating Success training program, I cover so much more. I am offering an order bump, or there's a course that Discover is going to promote, and it's called Taking Your Business Online. And in there, it's a 4-part series. There's a handbook, there's videos, over 4 to 5 hours worth of training on taking your business that might be, more face-to-face, or just trying to build your business online. So we talk about platforms and classrooms and how we get the event into people. So Zoom, Facebook Lives, and then we talk about building your email list and building your followers and your subscribers. So if you want more information, if it's just like kind of, touches the surface for you, then absolutely you can look into that course. All right, so am here for questions. I know Ashley probably has some. I see Ray just asked, what percentage of your emails are selling versus content only? I'm going to be honest with you. Mine are all selling. Mine are all. Except I will tell them, if you want to check me out on my YouTube videos, here's the link. If you want to check out my Facebook Lives, here's the link. Other than that, every email that I send out is usually selling a class that I'm doing, a retreat, an event, the starter kit to join Stampin' Up, Paper Pumpkin, and sometimes to just, want to sign up for my bingo nights or other events. So personally, mine are pretty much all, and not hard selling, but soft selling. And to me, it's just about letting them know when I have events. And also, so my free content that I give through videos, I give through those kind of things, and people can access those for free. But of course, I'm driving them to my email list where I am selling. Pretty much 100% of my emails are. Yes. All right, Ashley, I have not been watching all that very much, so I know you have, so you can make sure that I don't miss anybody's questions, hopefully.
I actually was just responding to one question about signing up for your course, Rhonda, by dropping the link into the chat box there. So if you are interested in learning more about creating your online business, which it takes what Rhonda's shared today about email and event marketing and expounds upon it and gives you even more tools for your toolbox, I dropped the link to the course in the chat window. And it's also pinned to the top of this YouTube page right here. So you can definitely go and check that out. And I'm pretty sure that the rondawade.com link, which will invite you to sign up for Rhonda's email list, also gives you access to the course. We had a couple of questions a little bit earlier on about specifics related to Constant Contact add-ons. And I'm not sure, maybe I know that you're not, you're not a Constant Contact ambassador or anything. So
I'm not. I am what they consider a partner, though. I had to do that about a year and a half ago. I've been using them for 13 years. And because that version that I use, version 15, in order for other people to get that, they do have to say, I want Ronda Wade's version 15. I am the only, I am not, this is true. And Constant Contact has millions, but I am the only person that is allowed to sell the version 15. So if you talk to Constant Contact, if you sign up, you do have to say, I want Ronda Wade's version 15. So I'm not I'm not one of their, I'm not a partner. Like I don't teach or train or do any of that. I refer them to all those people. But so I just will give you a link to say, here, go to all, because I don't have time to do all that too. But I have been using them for 13 years. So I do feel like I know pretty well, at least the things that I use. So I can definitely try to answer as many questions. If not, I can direct you. I have people with email addresses from Constant Contact that are partners that can answer questions for me.
Gotcha. Well, so let's try a couple of these, and otherwise maybe you'll know how to get the answer. So, okay. Paper Pusher TV is wondering, can a customer finish registering? So, main event plus an add-on and then go back and add something else after, or would you have to start a new transaction for that?
No, they cannot. Now I can manually go in and alter and change things, but since they have already paid, they cannot go in and change it. Not that I know of. I've never had anybody be able to do that. So if I have somebody that is coming to an event and they change their mind and want to add some of the things on, I do it manually for them.
Gotcha. And do you know, can somebody put a hostess code with an add-on? Is that a thing?
A hostess code is Stampin' Up! Lingo. When somebody goes in and puts their own online order in. So I don't, just off the top of my head, whoever asked that question, I don't think so. But here's the deal. Like when I take add-on items, someone said, do you ship them to them directly, or can our company ship them? The company can ship them. So you could use a host code and have it shipped to them directly when you put that order in for them.
Mm.
Or you can choose, for most of my events, I'm already shipping them out a package anyway. So I will order all their stuff and have it here, and then I'll have it put in their package. So you can do that either way. But in order, so if they, again, if they want to use a host code, they're going to have to go into the online ordering store themselves and put that in.
Right.
So it wouldn't be something that you could do it. So I do classes where it's free with a purchase if they use a host code. So I do that in my event section, but it's not any, but they go in and do that themselves.
Gotcha. Okay, I see. And then the final question that I'm seeing, unless if anybody has any additional ones, please feel free to drop those in. Is from Ray asking about whether it's possible to include a link to the course as an add-on. I'm guessing that she's not seeing that as an option, or the only possibility I see is that it's in the description.
Ray said, did you say you include the link to a course as an add-on? I do. Yes, they purchase it. So I'll have a link for them to purchase a course that I did, and they will click that link. And then, so then once I collate all of the reports, then I will send those people the courses that they signed up for. So you can do a confirmation, but it's where you can include links to courses, but it would include them for all of them. So what I do is after, my deadline for them to join, then I go to my report, I pull who purchased what courses, and then I just send them emails with the direct links to those courses. Gotcha. You can also, if with those courses on Teachable, you can, again, send them the link with a coupon code embedded in the link. So that way, when they join, they're not being charged for them. Gotcha. So I do that a lot with my courses on Teachable, because I want everybody going to Teachable too. Like I use Teachable for all of my events. So what I do is I create my checkout with the coupon code embedded in there. You can learn how to do that through Teachable, and then I just send them that link. So I don't even send them the course. I send them the link right to my Teachable site, so they get on there and they become a student of mine on there as well.
Gotcha. And for all of our Canadians in the house, do you know, does Constant Contact work the same in Canada? Can everybody get your...
Oh, yeah. I have lots of...
Get Ronda Wade's version 15?
Yeah, I have lots of... I'm unless something has changed, and it shouldn't, I can always get that clarified. But I have lots of my Canadian... I have a lot of Canadian training clients. If you can tell, we've... Stampin' Up! Has been in Canada for, I think, 20 years. And they were a lot of my very first training clients, but they've been using Constant. Actually, the friend where I learned about Constant Contact was from Canada 13 years ago. So yes, they have Constant Contact. And yes, again, you just have to make sure that you are going under the Ronda Wade's version 15 plan. That's what you have to make sure.
Got it. Well, so we are like just at time, which is amazing. That was so much information, and you answered a ton of questions. Audience, please join me in thanking Ronda for her generosity and sharing all of this really great information and actionable steps that so many of you have already said, oh, I did it, signed up. So looks like there are a handful of folks who will be learning more from Ronda, and some of you who are already putting into practice some of the tips that you got today, which is great. Really excited to have been able to spend some time with you again today, Ronda. Just a couple reminders, there will be a replay of this session available. So if you came in late, don't worry. You'll get an email from the Discover team at Teachable that will have a link to that replay. And you can also view it on the YouTube channel here. So definitely like and subscribe there if you want to get notified about additional events when we have Ronda back. I hope she'll come back. Thank you all so much for being here. Ronda, again, thank you. Always such a pleasure. I'm excited to see how this plays out for everybody and hear about all of the great
Absolutely.
great
Yeah, and if anybody has questions about joining up with that version 15, there's always some new people at Constant Contact that don't know who Ronda Wade is, but there's a whole team that does know who Ronda Wade is. I can help you with that. And also, I always send out this recording as well to my email list when I get it, and I'll be sure to put I do have a direct email that you can use, a direct link, right? One-click link that you can use that will automatically help you sign up with that version 15. So I can send that out to anybody who needs it as well too.
Fantastic. And there's some really great comments coming in. Gail already knows how amazing the course is. Thanks for that confirmation there. Also, Susan, thank you for congratulating me on the new arrival. I appreciate that. It's really lots of love and appreciation to you, Rhonda. So wonderful to see you, and a speedy recovery to you, my friend.
Yes, thank you. And thank you guys for being here. I know time is the most precious commodity. It truly is. Money doesn't even rank close to time. So you guys investing your time with me, and again, all my amazing friends that are here. And I even saw my daughter-in-law on here. And I am so excited I'm grateful that you guys are here. So thank you. And good luck. I'm telling you, this works. I'm not blowing smoke like this. So now it's up to you. Everybody gets the same information. It's what you do with it that makes the difference. So
thank you, Rhonda.
And I can see these comments on YouTube, right? So are these comments that people are going to be on YouTube or on the replay?
They will be.
Perfect.
They're right there on the screen.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.